Lord, the light of your love is shining in the midst of the darkness shining. Jesus, light of the world, shine upon us, set us free by the truth you now bring us. Shine on me, shine on me. Shine, Jesus, shine. Fill this land with the Father's glory. Blaze, Spirit, blaze. Set our hearts on fire. Flow, river, flow. Flood the nations with grace and mercy. Send forth your word, Lord, and let there be light. Lord, I come to your awesome presence from the shadows into your radiance. By the blood I may enter your brightness. Search me, try me, consume all my darkness. Shine on me, shine on me. Shine, Jesus, shine. Fill this land with the Father's glory. Blaze, Spirit, blaze. Set our hearts on fire. Flow, river, flow. Flood the nations with grace and mercy. Send forth your word, Lord, and let there be a light. As we gaze on your now kingly brightness, so our faces display your likeness, ever changing from glory to glory. Mirror here, may our lives tell your story. Shine on me, shine on me. Shine, Jesus, shine. Fill this land with the Father's glory. Blaze, Spirit, blaze. Set our hearts on fire. Flow, river, flow. Flood the nations with grace and mercy. Send forth your word, Lord, and let there be light. Send forth your word, Lord, and let there be light. Send forth your word, send forth your word, Lord, and let there be light. Shine, Jesus, shine. So everyone wants God's light to shine in our life. The reason, if God's light is shine in our life, we can see great things happening in our life. That's why we want God's light shine on our life. In this world, if you can consider, how many of you would like to go and meet the president of the country or the prime minister of the country? Can you go and visit a greatest person on the country where you are living or the country where you lived? It's an honor to go and meet such respectable person in our life. In order to reach that stage, you have to be, person of fame. You should be a popular person, or somebody who has done something different, or somebody who deserves to receive some great honor from highly respected people. So that's what we say, like, so when you are shining on this world, means it's not like, you carry a light or something. So when somebody says you are shining, that means you are becoming a fame, you are becoming popular among your peers on your time. If you look at one of the incidents from Bible, there was a story about a woman who wanted to go and get the a sight of a king. So if the king sight will be on this woman, then she will become a queen, and then her life, entire life would be changed. Her life would be something different. So it was not a easy thing, and there was another story of replacing a queen. A king wanted to replace the current queen due to certain reasons behind it. And now there is a search for a beautiful woman who's supposed to be the next queen in a great kingdom. It's not a small kingdom. The king's name called Xerxes. He ruled a great nations, multiple nations from India to Kus, all the surroundings. He was the mightier king in his time. And now everyone was competing, like so let the king's eyesight will fall on me, then I would become a king. And all the beautiful women and everyone are trying to attract a king. And the reason is just to get the sight of a king.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Was grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fear relieved. How presently the grace appeared, the heart I first believed. Through many pages, toils and snares, we have already come. This grace that brought us safe thus far, and grace will lead us home. The earth shall soon dissolve like snow. The sun forgot to shine, but but gone shall be alone, will be forever mine. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that save a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I was blind, but now I see.
So we were all once blind, now we can see through the light of Jesus Christ in our life. If we are living under darkness, we cannot see light. There is a clear separation between light and darkness. Those who live in darkness cannot see light. Those who live in light, they do not have darkness. We were once blind, but now we can see how it is through the blood of Jesus Christ. We have assurance because of His amazing grace on us. We live in the darkness by faith, not by sight. So the same way, the woman called Hadassah, how many of we know Esther's other's name was Hadassah? This woman was living in darkness. Nobody knew about this woman until she was getting the sight of a king, and her life completely changed. Nobody knew, and she was abandoned by even her own parents. Her parents died, and nobody was there to take care of this woman. She was living in a darkness. And now there was a news. She can go to king and attract. If a king's sight falls on her, then she will be a next queen. How much a precious value. If we care, getting an attraction from a human, so in this case, it is a very good king. He was a greater king, not merely a king. He was a greater king, ruled many nations under his control. So every woman were trying to get the eyesight of the king fall on them, so that their life would change. So how much you have to be proud. God's eyesight falls on you. If people can care so much to get the eyesight of a human, merely a human, how much more we have to be proud ourselves. God's eyesight has fallen on our life, and He gives His light to shine on this world. It was not an easy thing, so in order to go to the king, just to go and stand before the king, she had to go through several beauty treatment for a year. 6 months of oil treatment and 6 months of perfumes and costumes, various other treatments. She had to adjust herself, and she has to enhance her beautiness, and she needs to gain the favor of the king when she is about to bring before the king after 1 year of all these beauty treatments and all these training, and how she has to stand before the king, what she has to do and how she has to respond and everything. Just to praise the humans, we are spending so much of our energy, so much of our time, so much of whatever we can do, we try to please the world. That's what many of us in this world will do. Let's say we have to go and be in the meeting with some highly respected person. How much we prepare ourselves, because we are standing in the spotlight, and we hardly think how precious it is that we have received the grace of God in our life, the creator of heaven and earth. His eyesight is on us without even realizing it. We will be, looking for the honor of this world. We try to do, everything what we can please the world, and so that, we can get into a spotlight. Spirit of the living God, Spirit of the living God, we only want to hear your voice. We're hanging on every word. Spirit of the living God, Spirit of the living God, we only want to hear your voice. We're hanging on every word. Spirit of the living God, Spirit of the living God, we want to know you more and more. We're hanging on every word. When you spoke, when you speak, when you move, when you do what only you can do, it changes us, it changes what we see and what we see. When you come in the room, when you do what only you can do, it changes us, it changes what we see and what we see. You're changing everything. Spirit of the living God, Spirit of the living God, we are leaning into all you are. Everything else can wait. Spirit of the living God, Spirit of the living God, we are leaning in all to all you are. Everything else can wait. When you speak, when you move, when you do what only you can do, it changes us, it changes what we see and what we see. When you come in the room, when you do what only you can do, it changes us, it changes what we see and what we see. You're changing everything. When you move, when you move all our fears. When you move us to tears. When you move all our fears. Yes, you do. When you move us to tears. When you fall, we fall on our knees. When you fall, we fall at your feet. When you fall, we fall on our knees. When you fall, we fall at your feet. When you speak, when you move, when you speak, when you do what only you can do, it changes us, it changes what we see, what we see. When you come in the room, when you do what only you can do, it changes us, It changes what we see, what we see. You're changing everything. Spirit of the living God, Spirit of the living God, we only want to hear your voice. We're hanging on every word. So all that we want, we need on this world is the Spirit of God. When the Spirit of God is moving in us, we do not seek the honor of this world. We seek the glory of God, what God wants to see in us, instead of what we want to see on this world. We don't expect, somebody else's eyesight will fall on us, so our life will change. We need to remember, we receive the greater eyesight of God. When David says, Lord, show me your mercy, and your mercy is my shelter. I will dwell underneath until all my enemies run away. So such a great God, such a great honor we receive when we receive the light of our God. We don't have to worry what people care about, what people speak about us, what people think about us. We don't need to receive a favor from people. We need to receive a favor from God. When God looks at our life, He looks at it in a different perspective. So there was a time when Jesus Christ was preaching in the crowd. They brought one adulterous woman. As per law, she had to be stoned to death. And the Pharisees and all those high priests, all those respected people on that time, they brought this adulterous woman before Jesus, telling, so she was caught. So there is a difference when you want to please the world and how they treat you, when you want to please God and how God will honor you. It's a clear difference. So these people were highly respected people, found a woman in adultery. Nobody knew about her situation. Why did she enter into such circumstances? Nobody cared. And they brought before Jesus to condemn her. And they made her stand, in the public zone, so that everyone can, see this woman was a wrong woman. She deserves, death. She deserves to be stoned. Can you imagine what kind of horrible people, they were? And they were all highly respected. And if you imagine, we want to please such people in our life. We want to get, honor from different group of people, but people are not same as God. We don't have to really care about what people think, what people speak about us. And these people made the woman standing in the public. Can you imagine how much horrible situation it was, how much it was painful for that woman. And they gave it to Jesus, and Jesus did not speak anything at all. He asked only one thing: among you, whoever has not done any sin, throw your first stone on this woman. And then Jesus started doing something. He started writing something on the ground. At later some point, Jesus asked, has anyone thrown their stone on you? She responded, no, sir, neither I do it. So that's how God looks at people. And if you take every effort to please God, and God looks at you differently than the world, even though you deserve to receive such horrific punishment. But when you are standing before God, you are His child, you are His masterpiece, and He looks completely different. The world can condemn you, the world would like to punish you, but God would like to find how to, bring you out of that situation, how to bring you back to life. And finally, Jesus said, go and do not sin anymore. And this lady received a new life. That's what you will receive when God's light will shine on you. Whatever the circumstances in your life, wherever you are standing, you will see, different things in your life. அழகான கண்கள் என்னை கண்டதாலே முடிந்ததென்று நினைத்த நான் உயிர் வாழ்கின்றேன். யாரும் அறியாத என்னை நன்றாயறிந்து தேடி வந்த நல்ல நேசரே, அழகான கண்கள் என்னை கண்டதாலே முடிந்ததென்று நினைத்த நான் உயிர் வாழ்கின்றேன். தூக்கி எறியப்பட்ட என்னை வேண்டும் என்று சொல்லி சேர்த்து கொண்ட நல்ல நேசரே, தூக்கி எறியப்பட்ட என்னை வேண்டும் என்று சொல்லி சேர்த்து கொண்ட நல்ல நேசரே, அழகான கண்கள் என்னை கண்டதாலே முடிந்ததென்று நினைத்த நான் உயிர் வாழ்கின்றேன். ஒன்றும் இல்லாத என்னை காருண்யத்தாலே உயர்த்தி வைத்த நல்ல நேசரே, ஒன்றும் இல்லாத என்னை காருண்யத்தாலே உயர்த்தி வைத்த நல்ல நேசரே, அழகான கண்கள் என்னை கண்டதாலே முடிந்ததென்று நினைத்த நான் உயிர் வாழ்கின்றேன். So that's the difference. When you think this is it, this is the end on your journey, when God's eyesight falls on you, there will be a new beginning which no one can imagine. They brought the adulterous woman to give her life sentence or death, but Jesus gave her a new life. So we need to decide, who do we want to please on this world? Do we want to please the world to put us into a spotlight, or do we recognize the grace of God and the light of God shine on us, and we want to reflect the light back to the world just to please God? When you reflect God's light in your life, God will bring you all the honor which you have never imagined in your life, which you have never aspired to receive. That only thing, you focus on God and bring His light shine into the world, and everything will happen automatically in your life. You don't have to long for, you don't have to take any such effort. He will make His light shine in your life. எல்லாமே முடிந்ததென்று என்னை பார்த்து இகழ்ந்தன, இனி என்றும் எழும்புவதில்லை என்று சொல்லி நகைத்தன. எல்லாமே முடிந்ததென்று என்னை பார்த்து இகழ்ந்தன, இனி என்றும் எழும்புவதில்லை என்று சொல்லி நகைத்தன. ஆனாலும் நீங்க என்னை கண்டவிதம் பெரியது, ஆனாலும் நீங்க என்னை கண்டவிதம் பெரியது. என் உயர்வின் பெருமை எல்லாம் ஒருவருக்குரியதே. நீர் மட்டும் பெருகணும், நீர் மட்டும் பெருகணும், நீர் மட்டும் இயேசுவே. நீர் மட்டும் பெருகணும், நீர் மட்டும் பெருகணும், நீர் மட்டும் இயேசுவே. நீர் மட்டும் இயேசுவே. உடைக்கப்பட்ட பாத்திரமானே, உபயோகம் அற்றிருந்தே, ஒன்றுக்கும் உதவுவதில்லை என்று சொல்லி ஒதுக்கப்பட்டே. உடைக்கப்பட்ட பாத்திரமானே, உபயோகம் அற்றிருந்தே, ஒன்றுக்கும் உதவுவதில்லை என்று சொல்லி ஒதுக்கப்பட்டே. குயவனே உந்தன் கரம் மீண்டும் என்னை வணைந்தது, குயவனே உந்தன் கரம் மீண்டும் என்னை வணைந்தது. விழுந்து போன இடங்களில் எல்லாம் என் தலையை உயர்த்தியதே. விழுந்து போன இடங்களில் எல்லாம் என் தலையை உயர்த்தியதே. நீர் மட்டும் பெருகணும், நீர் மட்டும் பெருகணும், நீர் மட்டும் பெருகணும், நீர் மட்டும் இயேசுவே. நீர் மட்டும் இயேசுவே. When you allow God's light to shine on you, God will lift you, whereas the world will expect you to fall down. We can look at another instance from Bible where a young man named Joseph, he was betrayed by his own family, own brothers, not one or two, all except one elder brother. So they wanted to kill his life, to end his life, to bring a shame into his life. And even he went through all the struggles, and he was in prison, and he was looking for the favor from king, but he was living in darkness like Esther. She was not even known to anyone. She was living in darkness. The same way, Joseph was a righteous man, and he pleased God in all his actions. Whatever he did, he wanted God's light to shine on his life. He does not care. He did not care what the people would think about him. Even in the prison, he never failed to praise God. He never failed to pray. He never failed to give testimony about God and how great God is. It is a difficult thing to do in our life. Can you do when you are living under such circumstances like Joseph, living in prison, without any hope in life that even he can come out, but he never stopped worshiping God. That's why God gave him different things in his life, even in his difficult times. Nobody could interpret a king's dreams and to tell the interpretation, but God revealed to Joseph. The only reason he chose to let God's light shine on his life, no matter he was living in a prison or no matter he was living as a servant, wherever he went, everywhere he chose to let the light of God shine in his life. He did not want to please a king, or he did not want to receive any honor from anyone else. And he just allowed God's light. Whichever the light he received, he reflected back to the world. And God lifted him into positions and places where even he never, dreamt about that kind of honor in his life. So when Jesus said, I am the light of this world, whoever enters into it, they will not dwell in darkness, but they will receive light. So that should be a difference between light and darkness. When you chose to follow Jesus, and his light will start shining on you, no matter what circumstances you are living in. And that light will keep shining in your life, and that light will take you into places, and that light will bring honor which no one could ever bring in your life. You need to choose, who do you want to please? Do you want to please the world and follow, or do you want to surrender your life and be grateful to reflect the light you received to shine onto this world? When you desired God's light to shine on your life, you will see greater things will come in your life, which you don't have to take any effort, or you don't have to strive to do different things. God will do greater things in your life.